What?
I'm waiting for you to done drinking a little bit, and we'll address the audience.
I was doing a thing.
Oh. Well, we just finished watching Sonic 3, the movie.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Sonic 3? Don't you mean Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? The movie?
Yes. Yeah, in many ways it is, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's not this Sonic 3 at all. It's a different kind of Sonic 3.
Yeah, Sonic 2 was kind of Sonic 3.
Yes.
So they're way off course.
Yeah, which well, they're even further when we talk about the secret stinger at the end.
Well, I think we should, at least for a while, avoid spoilers.
Oh, sure, yeah. So
we'll let them know. Like, it doesn't, probably don't need to talk much. Probably just like, a few minutes, what you thought of it in general. And then
we'll talk a little bit without spoilers, and then we'll have a big spoiler warning somewhere halfway.
And then not halfway. Most of it will be spoilers.
Okay, well, we'll see. Okay, but let's just talk about not spoiler stuff. So,
just
what was your general
opinions,
opinion of the movie? Now, having seen it about less than an hour ago.
Yeah, it's fresh. We haven't discussed it in any great detail. It's entertaining. Mm-hmm. It's fine. It's definitely better than the last one. I didn't like the last one very much.
Oh, yeah, it's way better than the second.
I think the first one might be better, though. I found the first one a little more charming. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a big Sonic fan. I like him well enough, but there are moments, the whole... Like, there's things that happen in Sonic when he's, like, super powered or when he's super strong, and they have, like, the superhero moments.
Yeah.
And I can't get past the whole, like, well, they're just cartoon characters.
Yes.
It's kind of like if there was a movie with, like, Mickey Mouse in the real world, but Mickey Mouse was a superhero.
Okay.
Did some element of that I can't get over. Most Sonic fans are perfectly fine with it.
I'm surprised you feel that way. This whole movie is like a cartoon, basically. There is so little reality or weight to the seriousness or the world effects. It looks real because it's live action, but it's very much like a cartoon, like all the way through.
Well, and maybe that's the problem, right? Like I don't like I don't think Sonic's particularly cool. Like, I think he's a cute character with cool, like, fun abilities.
Yeah.
But, like, when he's, like, and like, Shadow...
Well, he's a kid. He's a kid.
Yeah.
Definitely he's not Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Sonic, where, he's a little bit more edgy. Like, I feel like this Sonic is, like a teenager almost. Whereas...
Well, okay, I'm talking in a general sense. I don't think Sonic's ever... cool, but some people do. Some people do.
Yeah, like right here.
So
like the guy who has all this Sonic
movie
stuff.
Is for.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
It's like if you like the Sonic like badass power fantasy and the edgy cool Shadow, it's like this movie delivers.
Oh yeah, it was great.
But again, I just preferred the simplicity of the first film. It's just a cute family film.
Yeah, you like the little origin story, and you're not into fan service. This was a lot of fan service. Like we had lines directly from this game spoken in the movie. Mm-hmm. We had plot points addressed, characters that were involved. It was really cool to see these characters on the big screen. All these people watching.
I'm very happy for the fans. Like I'm not trying to be cynical. I'm glad they got what they wanted. I mean, I come for Jim Carrey. I'm a 90s kid like you are, so it's like it's been a while since Jim Carrey's been so goofy. So Robotnik's been a great way for him to kind of get back to like that Ace Ventura style of comedy he used to be so good at.
One thing I just want to jump in and say is like, this is a comedy. Mm-hmm. I can't believe how much I was laughing. Like I was genuinely laughing. It was funny.
So I guess before we get into spoilers, like, what did you think of it? Like, obviously you liked it.
I think it was better than the second one.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a pretty cohesive story. Like you can see the arc. There's obvious like, what? It's not a big arc, but for a child's film, like
it's cohesive, I guess, in the same way this one's cohesive.
Was it a mistake to create the ultimate life form? I thought it would be something that would benefit mankind, but then the military guards landed on the colony that day. But
yeah, generally I liked this film a lot. Yeah. Thought it was better than the second one. I liked how they introduced Shadow involved and just all the pieces. It was a very entertaining film. I totally recommend it. If you liked any of the other ones, I'd say definitely see the third one.
If you're a Sonic fan and you enjoyed the movies, you'll like this one. And if you're a kid, you'll like this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess if you like Jim Carrey, you might like it too.
Probably, yeah.
So it's got a pretty wide
supporting
audience.
one of your fellow Canadians.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so I guess maybe we'll do the spoiler warning.
Yep, so this is spoilers moving forward.
You're the fan whom was serviced, so you can let me know what.
I don't know. One thing that a couple of things that really stood out that was really cool was there was a line that was said just before they jump out of the plane to face Shadow. Mm-hmm. He says like, "Oh, no air flight movie or food. I'm out of here." Yeah. That's what he says at the beginning of this one. When he gets out, he says exactly that line. And I'm like, "Oh, they said that. That was really cool."
One Easter egg I liked was when it cuts back to the Maria flashback.
The ultimate life form?
Yeah. As like a kaiju film.
Yes. It was awesome. I was like, oh, there it is.
It says we're in spoilers. That's the thing I think I liked the most was the flashbacks to Maria with Shadow.
Really?
Well, it was charming. It made you feel for that relationship, and it kind of showed you the motivation, which wasn't as well developed, probably because it was meant to be a twist, was how was also Gerald's motivation.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that quite as much.
I think
because they were trying to keep him a secret during the flashbacks.
Yeah.
So you never really saw him with Maria. So he basically just tells you, destroying the Earth will make me feel like what I felt like when I lost Maria. But it didn't ring true to me because I didn't really see how much he liked Maria.
Yeah, that is true.
I just see him as a goofy, like, Dr. Robotnik type character.
It's almost like they wanted Shadow to have that emotional burden and not him. But we needed a character that was the bad guy so everyone could kind of work against them or something.
Yeah.
Because if Gerald also was shown all the scenes, maybe you'd feel bad for him. Like, I don't know. I just don't know why they maybe it was easier to have like this fictional hedgehog, weeping over this dead person as opposed to like a grandfather.
Well, he was weeping in the one scene. Yeah. I just think it was like this weird decision to keep Gerald a surprise, but then the movie trailers, I know the director has nothing to do with the trailers, but the trailers just show him, he's on the poster. Mm. So when it's like this, because they don't show his face for a while. What's it? Who's that? Who's that mystery man? It's like, well, it's the guy. It's the other Robotnik.
Well, what's really cool that I liked is like they changed it. He's already alive. He's alive in this one.
He's still alive. Not already alive.
Well, in this one he isn't. Yeah. He's already dead. But as the movie starts, and I remember that part where he dies. Just.
His death scene's funny.
Man.
Jim Carrey playing off himself is a lot of fun.
Oh crap, that was crazy. They're like breaking the fourth wall. I was laughing a lot during that. Like I was surprised on how well that dialogue was in the performance. Mm-hmm. It was very entertaining.
And there was like a touch of like humanity to it too. How like Dr. Robotnik was looking for that human connection, and even though they're both mad scientists that hated all life and wanted to kill each other, it's like you could tell. Well, at least Dr. Robotnik, like Gerald, right? He found his kinship, and then you kind of feel for was it Rock or whatever.
The guy who makes the lattes.
Stone Rock, the latte guy. Yeah. So you kind of feel for him a little bit too, with his slight homoerotic undertones.
Yeah, just a little bit there.
I think it's meant to be like this subordinate, in love with his master. Yeah, but it definitely has that little bit of that element to it, which is fine. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah. I thought it's nice. To kind of see that little connection.
But
there.
like when they're going through that laser room and they got the reflective suits on.
Wow.
And they're doing that big dance number. It's like, okay, this movie deserves to exist for this scene alone.
Oh man, well I thought when I saw that it was funny, but then I thought like, oh yeah, people like dancing. Put that in there.
Well, but it's also like two Jim Carreys in two separate sized fat suits, then dressed in these skin tight leotards, like mugging for the camera, like just permission to mug. Do what you gotta do there, Jim.
After following that scene, you have the gravity room. Mm-hmm. That was very funny. Like, what a great idea. I love that.
Is that just because it's a fun gimmick for a scene, or is that a vague reference to the space station level?
Gosh, well, maybe they thought about the space station level, and then they thought, hey, why don't we put that as the trap, actually? Wouldn't that be cool if they get stuck and some go up? That'd be great.
Because probably my biggest laugh was... And you don't jump to conclusions here. Okay. Is in that scene where they're in the Chow Garden Cafe, but that's not what was funny. What's funny is like when decorated military man sits down next to them. just a hard cut. He comes in,
horrible,
and he just starts dropping exposition.
Horrible.
I loved it.
It was like a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
The engine room's on fire!
It was so bad. It's like, oh, we're at the Chow Garden. It's like, Sonic. It's like he's not your enemy. He's your enemy. Let me tell you about Shadow.
And then they straight up kill him.
And they'll get through all the exposition. He dies. It reminded me of like in this game where Sonic meets with the president and just jumps in and it's like,
well, I didn't quite get the same there.
We gotta take care of something here. Tails.
I see the similarity, but like I still wish he met the president. Like that.
Maybe the next one.
Maybe.
It's like
they gotta save something, right?
Yeah. The president's got to get involved. It's like, thank you, Sonic.
Yeah.
But
yeah, now that we're in spoilers, it's like, okay, so yeah, different things. Obviously, maybe because we played the game, but it's like that Dr. Robotnik's alliance with Sonic is gonna be short-lived. But then by the end, he'll come around because Gerald's going to be even more evil.
Yes.
And then Shadow's going to turn tail at some point.
Yeah.
So, like, there wasn't too much in the way of surprises.
There's no surprises, really. If you played this game, you're probably very familiar about what's going to happen. But
yeah, it's this without the lizard,
I don't know what it is, but just seeing Shadow on the big screen, it just let me geek out like crazy. And then that, voice actor Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves.
That's nuts. What a perfect fit. Like
that's the thing. Is like
I didn't think they would give Shadow a gun. Like he doesn't have it for too long.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow. Like
I knew that's such an obvious thing to do.
Well, it's a kid's film, but it's not like he has like what he has in Shadow the Hedgehog. Where I think he's got like, I don't know, an AK-47, an AK something.
Yeah, it's just a laser gun.
It's a laser gun. It's like, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Isn't that funny how, like, bullets, no, they can't show kids that, but lasers, which, I mean, could rip through somebody,
too. Yeah, we can do more damage.
I'm guessing this is like a stun gun,
It's not real.
But yeah, Keanu Reeves, okay, so he does a good job in it, obviously. Yeah. But it's like, it's just because he's perfect in the sense that he just sounds like the Shadow actor sounded by default. Yeah. He barely has to do anything.
No, he just talks.
As long as he hits the emotional beats the right way, which he does, it's like, yeah, it's perfect. Like you could honestly just like put his lines into the game and be distinguishable.
Pretty much. I was a little there was a little bit of that faker the cutscene in this game.
You're just waiting for that scene.
I was waiting for it. They kind of gave it to us because when they first met, it's like, you look like me. No, you look like me.
Excuse me. Why do you look like me?
I don't look like you. You look like me. Why do you look like me?
Who are you? Why do you look like me?
This is a waste of time.
I found you, faker. Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog around here. You're not even good enough to be I'll make you eat those words.
So they did a little bit of that. So that was kind of good. Like, I liked how they did a nice mixture of taking elements from this game and other games. We also had like music from this game involved, 2 songs in particular. I felt like it went up. Like, again, I found it was very funny. I was very surprised.
Yeah, it was entertaining. It was briskly paced. The pacing was much better than the last one, maybe even better than the first one in terms of pacing. And then I liked that there were a shit ton of Easter eggs, but it still had a story to tell. It still had characters to a degree. Nothing too complex. It's meant for kids.
Yes, at the very end.
Post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Mid-credit scene.
Mid-credit scene, so you see Amy Rose with her big hammer bashing a whole bunch of metal Sonics.
Should there be multiple Metal Sonics?
There wasn't, as far as I'm aware. There's only one. Now, the one that we see initially is blue, which is the original one. And the other ones that came up look more gray, so they could have been like copies, kind of like Iron Man and then all the Iron Man clone kind of thing. So
I thought I had heard a leak that the Stinger was the Werehog. So when it was a big moody nighttime scene, I'm like, oh no, it's true.
I was thinking that, but I was like, there's no way. Why would they take that?
They're saving that for later.
No, that's gonna.
When they get desperate.
Oh, they're gonna show that in a like, take this potion, and it's like, what am I gonna turn into a werewolf? And then they just show it for 2 seconds, and that's it.
Maybe. When Gerald and Robotnik get together, and they have their, these, I'll show you a good time there, grandson.
Oh yeah, the virtual reality. Yeah, the
that
VR.
Scene was good.
That was very good because at first I was like, this is so goofy. They did all this in one day. It's like, oh yeah, they could have because they did it in VR.
Even if they didn't one day, I think it's funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. When they first announced he was Dr. Robotnik for the first film, I was very excited because it's like, oh, what an interesting choice, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it is a nice blend of like his usual kind of comedy, but then also like, he does feel like Robotnik to a degree, just a goofier version, right? A more pathetic version. But I do get that sense of the character from what I know of him, Well,
he brings a real interesting twist to the character, like just a lot of personality you get to see, and he's very Oh man, there's like all those different scenes, hey, I'm not finished trauma dumping.
Yeah.
Like there's like there were so many like pop culture references too. Like they mentioned a couple movies. Mm-hmm. Like they showed Casper.
Yeah.
And Knuckles
well,
gets
the ghost
scared.
Things, I wonder if that's
no
a direct
such thing as a
reference,
friendly
right?
ghost. Huh?
That's gotta be a reference. Not Knuckles being scared of ghosts.
Well, I'm thinking about, this place sure does feel haunted.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, what are the chances? Why did
he literally fights a giant ghost?
Yes. So I mean, like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like really cool. They didn't have to do that, but there it is. What a coincidence. I think it was on purpose.
At the end, Dr. Robotnik has seemingly died.
Seemingly, I don't know how they're gonna save him. Like, what could he have done?
Shadow didn't die, so.
Well, maybe they used Chaos Control or something. Maybe, yeah, which was kind of, it was cool. We saw Chaos Spears.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yeah. Which is a move that if you played like 2-player race battle and you get enough coins, you can start using those power moves like Sonic Wind. You can use Shadow Spear. Chaos Spear. Yeah, that was awesome.
Our buddy mentioned that like when they probably killed off Dr. Robotnik because like if they can't get Jim Carrey back,
just in case,
then okay. But I'm sure if he wanted to come back, he'd be like, oh yeah. So honestly, I forget how he died in the second one. But he really did seem like he got defeated in the second one too, I thought. So maybe that's just what they do. It's like, well, he's gone until he doesn't need to be gone.
Oh yeah,
anymore.
they get confirmation, and
because my interest in this franchise will tank if he's not in part 4. I'm sorry,
but we've come so far. I was a little disappointed there was no Chaos Control. He never says Chaos Control.
Well, he's still come back. You gotta save something for the next one.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I was really surprised that we see Shadow to turn to Super Shadow. Like, I was not expecting that. I wasn't. See, again, you're for whatever reason you were thinking like what was going to happen.
Because beat by beat, not everything's exact, but like they're following that basic premise. It's like, how's it end?
It was so awesome. I loved it.
And that's where again you lose me. I don't really care what this goes. As I was trying to describe earlier, like Super Shadow, I do not find cool. At all. I
love that part,
Super
man.
Sonic
where like somebody
dumb.
punches somebody, and then they're like they're at the pyramids, and they punch again, and it's like they're another part of the world. They're going that fast.
So again, if people are like you and they think that's cool, they're gonna love this.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
And I kept thinking that too. I'll watch. It's like everyone's loving this. I'm not gonna be the bitter like wet damp rag or whatever. Wet towel.
Yeah, you're gonna a wet
blanket. That's it. Wet blanket. That could be the wet blanket.
Like, this is so not realistic.
When Amy got revealed, the little girl in front of us was so excited.
Oh, the kids were so excited about Amy Rose.
Boo, Amy!
Oh my god, they made her look really cool. She had like a cool robe. Her hammer seemed like it had a lot of weight to it. I liked it. Yeah, it wasn't like a huge hammer. It was like a Thor-sized hammer.
That character's so annoying in the games. I can't imagine.
I doubt they're gonna make her annoying in the movie.
She'll probably be like empowered.
She's probably gonna be. I doubt she's gonna like Sonic, but like probably not show how she really feels.
Maybe they're enemies at first, and they have to fight some common enemy by the end.
Maybe, I don't know. I wonder if she'll take a liking to Shadow though, or something. Because in the game, it's like, what, 2 Sonics?
That sounds great.
Oh man, all the possibilities now that you have all these different characters and all these different personalities put together. Yeah,
possibilities are endless. Sonic 4 has been confirmed.
Do I need to get a Shadow plushie?
Don't waste their time with that question. You got to ask the audience, did you guys see Sonic 3, the movie, and what did you think?
All right, anything else to talk about Sonic?
No, I think that was our send-off.
All right, well, that was our send-off, ladies and gentlemen. All right, have a good one. Hope you enjoy Sonic 3 too.
See you at the movies.
See you at the movies?
That's what Tom Cruise says.
This is a waste of time.